Greetings my fellow LEGO fans, welcome back to my channel. Summer has already passed, more or less, but we were on vacation, as most people tend to do during the summertime. And we didn't go abroad, we stayed inside Austria and visited the wonderful city of Salzburg. Great home of Mozart and lots of wonderful things. There's so much to see there, and I think I should make a video about that. And this is the video. Wow, works that fast. Well, fast is pretty relative. We visited Salzburg in the last week of July, so quite some time has passed, but now here's our little trip. Hope this video won't be too long. We made lots of photos and it's hard to sort them out, to just keep some highlights, because I also want to show some of the nice things. We'll see how that goes. And what does a vacation video about a city do on this channel? Well, it has a little link to LEGO too. For example, a little friend, some of you may know from Instagram, Bangkok Jim. He joined us. So he'll be in this video too. And a little bit more LEGO themed stuff will come a bit later in the video. And also on the way back home, a tiny little haul also happened. I think I'll put some timestamps in the description too, so you can jump to the parts that might be of interest for you. And I think we'll jump right into it. First up, we didn't stay inside the city. We found a nice little castle, just a few minutes outside, a few minutes by foot. And it was Schloss Leopoldskron. Well, there's the Schloss part with some really exquisite suites. And so right next to it there's I have no idea, to be honest, what the building was previously used for, but it's the Meierhof and there are affordable rooms. So I think we'll jump right into that and have a look at Schloss Leopoldskron, and of course we start at the Meierhof where we stayed. So let's jump right into it. Right behind this nice old gate, the area of Schloss Leopoldskron is situated. This is the Meierhof, a really nice building. The rooms aren't the biggest, at least the standard rooms, but it was really great, and of course some cat content has to be. Also on the floor some nice areas, and the garden inside is also really nice with the fountain. There's also a nice bar with outside area, and when the weather is fine, it looks fantastic. When the weather isn't that fine, what happened several times, it still looks fantastic, but you won't see too much of it. And here we are at Schloss Leopoldskron, a magnificent building. The youngest history of it, before World War II, Max Reinhardt, one of the co-founders of the Salzburger Festspiele, bought the castle, and it was rather empty back then, and he just designed it right to his taste, and some really nice things were made of it. And for those who have seen the movie or like it or whatever, Sound of Music, also at least one scene or a few short scenes take place here. Well, you might think Austrians know Sound of Music. No, we know it exists, but I guess no one has seen it. So yeah, but tourists seem to love it. The garden area was really amazing. It's being redesigned right now. And inside, lots of really fantastic things. Like the staterooms, you have the Venetian room, and in all those fantastic staterooms you just choose a free table and there you have breakfast. Really fantastic. That's the white room, I think it was called. The marble hall, really amazing. And on both sides you have a little balcony, well, also a few tables situated. Couple time. Yeah, and our favorite room was the library. It's just fantastic what Reinhard did there. Just the atmosphere, and yeah, it looks fantastic and a great start into a day. And yeah, you can also visit the upper floor of the library and all the books are there to be read. Yeah, you can rent them and just give them back when you're finished, or hopefully before you leave. And yeah, just wonderful. Yeah, I never remember what that room was called, but here's the Chinese room. Back then it was usual to have some Asian influences, so a Chinese room was really necessary. And yeah, as I said before, little Jimmy also had his great time here. Yeah, and that's the office of Max Reinhardt, and there's a single table, so you have a breakfast just for you in privacy. Really great. Of course, a little bit of business had to be done, and yeah, it's so inspirational. You just write a book or two. The garden and the view at the castle is fantastic, and on the other side the view at the Untersberg. Every day you look at it, it looks a bit different, never the same. Really fascinating with the changes of weather, and yeah, it's just great. And the big pond is also just so peaceful. It's just great to relax there and have a walk through the park. Yeah, attention, bees at work. Lots of bees. They're making their own honey there at the castle. Really a lot of life is in the park. And lots of statues. And of course, swinging is good for your health and for your mindset, so let's just have some fun. Yeah, and you can also have a walk around the pond. That's also a really nice little route. You go there and have a great view at the castle and see lots of ducks and geese there. So it's a really fantastic habitat for some water animals, and yeah, also for some really annoying insects. But yeah, nature. Overall, it's always fantastic, and it's also great when you see the fortress Hohensalzburg on the mountaintop back there. So yeah, and that brings us right to the next part. As I said before, Leopoldskron isn't too far away from the city of Salzburg, so a walk of about, I think you can make it in 20 minutes rather easily, with photo stops. It took us, I guess, half an hour, and yeah, except one time we always went to Salzburg buy food. And yeah, and just 2 times we went to the area of Hellbrunn. Of course, that would be a tour of an hour each direction by foot. So yeah, in that case, as we wanted some time to have a look around there, we chose to go by car, of course. Just a few minutes was the better deal. And with the ever-changing weather situation, it was just a bit weird. But now, let's have a look at some nice views of Salzburg. Won't be too much. It was our second visit, so didn't photograph everything, but I think it's enough anyway. So let's have a look. Yeah, all the time you have the fortress right in front of you. I guess the fortress and the Untersberg are the most photographed objects during this trip. Yeah, lots of wonderful old houses, and it's just nice. The route to Salzburg is a rather quiet one. We just were really lucky with some of the side streets, not too much traffic, and you just stroll along and enjoy a day. And yeah, inside Salzburg, here we are in the Old Town. Of course, Mozart, a really prominent son of Salzburg. The cathedral, a fantastic building. Well, someday we'll need to visit it too and have a look inside. But from the outside it's already very impressive. And yeah, I guess that statue could be Death, as Jedermann is always played in Salzburg, and there's some connection. I have no idea about that yet. Well, maybe someday. And yeah, Salzach River, really great. After long walks, it's nice to just sit on the shore and cool your feet a bit. Well, it's very cooling, it's pretty cold, but that was wonderful. And Jimmy also enjoyed the view there. Couple time! Yeah, trips are always best when you do them with your loved ones. Yeah, that was the so-called Pferdeschwemme, like car wash for horses. And yeah, that was the directest way from Salzburg to Leopoldskron over the Nonnberg, I guess, with a monastery on top. Most of the time we didn't go over the hill, but a bit around. Maybe that's why it took a bit longer. Well, overall, I think it was pretty much the same. And yeah, here you can see weather is changing. On that day we were lucky, we got back to the hotel, and yeah, a few minutes after we were in our room, it started splashing. It was raining cats and dogs, and yeah, it was like world was coming to an end. Yeah, that was just a really quick look around Salzburg. There's so much to see. The streets inside the old town are always packed with people. Most of the people are rather nice to each other and make enough room so you can pass. Yeah, Salzburg, of course, wasn't the only thing we visited. Well, the city of Salzburg. Really close to it, there's Schloss Hellbrunn. It's really nice, but was never a house where someone lived. As far as I remember, there wasn't even a bedroom. It was just for representation. Let's just have a look at that wonderful building. From the parking spot, we went through this little alley right to the castle. Can't tell you too much. It was way too much info on the audio guide, but you can also look at the water games, I think it's called. And we'll come back to that a bit later. When you're there, you have to visit that too. The room with the note sheet has a really fantastic acoustic. And yeah, everything painted and decorated and really astonishing to see all that nice things and cool paintings, and also some exotic things like this unicorn and this dragon thing and some other weird creatures from the myth of that area. Yeah, don't know what the point of that line was. And there on the hill you can see the Monatsschlössl, I think it's called. There's a little museum where we went to also. But first up, we went to the Wasserspiele, trick fountains, a really funny part of the park with some amazing things, lots of little details. Everything that moves is powered by water, and there's water everywhere. And yeah, it's a little water world, just without the post-apocalyptic charm. A wonderful place. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, as you can see, ponds and ponds everywhere. Also some fish swimming around there. Lots of statues, of course. And that little area is where the main fun is happening. Yeah, the owner of the castle invited guests to have a seat there, and then one of his employees turned on the water and everyone got wet except for him. And yeah, I guess that was pretty funny back then. When you go there today, you can have a seat, get wet. You can also get wet in other places. So for the trick fountains, you should definitely choose a rather warm day. Or at least have a little bit of clothes for changing with you. Could help. Yeah. And under the castle and all around there are some artificial grottos. Also very detailed and decorated, every little centimeter of it. And yeah, you can see a little water powered whatever. And yeah, the stag on the wall also spits water in all directions. And those are the tiny theaters. They also move a bit, and as you might have guessed, powered by water. Really cool. Everyone gets wet at some point, and here you have the big theater and another little house with a nice grotto inside. I think that's called somewhat the Water Crown or something like that. I have no idea. Yeah. If you don't write down everything, you won't remember. Really cool. And yeah, it's also based on some mythological stories. Just all the work that went into all those nice details and things, and mosaic, lots of mosaics there. Fantastic. And after the visit to the trick fountains, of course, we made another stop inside the area of Hellbrunn. We went through the park directly up the hill to the Monatsschlössl and had a look at the museum. There was a special exhibition about the heart, but most of it was art and some was a bit strange, but whatever. And the rest of the museum is about the traditional sides of that area with the traditional clothing and rituals and things like that. Didn't take photos inside, but the Monatsschlössl is a really nice building from the outside too, so watch it. yeah, inside the park you also have huge ponds and lots of green, and yeah, as I mentioned before, some really big fish in the ponds. And yeah, here's the way to the Monatsschlössl, partly a bit steep, and yeah, just a random rock tower. And the first look at the Monatsschlössl. And here it is. A really nice building. Don't remember the complete backstory. It was built for some high guy and was built rather fast and looks really cool. And on the door, as there was the special exhibition about the heart, they also could have some love logs hanging. That's a nice idea. And yeah, nature is wonderful there. And after the Monatsschlössl there's also a little way up to a, well, viewing platform with two nice benches, and you have a nice look all over the area at the complete park. And yeah, here you can see weather is changing again, and on the way back down it started to rain, so we got wet again. First from the trick fountains a little bit, and now heaven. But didn't really break our spirit, as the area is so nice, and it wasn't heavy raining, it was just a slight rain. And we made friends with a little doggy. And that was the first visit to Schloss Hellbrunn. But we went back there again a bit later. So, and right now, what did we do next? We visited the fortress Hohensalzburg. What a fantastic building. It sounds a bit too small, it's just enormous. It grew over the time. Every owner had to add a little bit to show his power and make it more powerful and more. You know how humans are. More. But in that case, great work. And yeah, during our first visit, we didn't have enough time, but this time we went up there, and I think I'll take you along. Yeah, right from the city, we have a great view at the fortress, and with this little cable car, you are up there in less than a minute, I think. Otherwise, you would walk a pretty steep way for at least 20 minutes. The towers are mighty. It's just overwhelming when you stand there, and it's just, you stand there small and just look up, and it seems never ending. As you can see, the walls are pretty big and thick, and yeah, as far as I know, it was never sieged, so really great. And yeah, you go higher and higher, and it's just great. You can then also have a walk around the top. No idea what those corridors are called. But yeah, it started out as a little Roman watch post on a hill, and yeah, then it became the mighty fortress towering over the wonderful city of Salzburg. And yeah, one of the top towers, you have a fantastic view. Well, I'm not too good with heights, but it was absolutely manageable with those thick walls all around you. There's no problem. So you could give it a try, also if you're a bit afraid of heights. There are some other spots where it's not as easy. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. And it's just overwhelming. Don't know if I said it, but the fortress is really big and yeah, overwhelming. Also really beautifully built. Lots of details. You'll see that there was added a bit and there was added a bit. Some things look older, some look fresher. It's a nice mixture. And yeah, in the center you have a little cistern and the small chapel. Yeah, just beautiful. And you also have museum parts inside. Here, for example, you see the armor and weaponry used in the ancient days. Also really fascinating and interesting how the shapes of helmets, for example, changed, and also the complete armor from the really heavy one to the versions where it could move a bit more freely. And also the fantastic staterooms, just decorated as if there was nothing who could stop you from decorating anymore. Yeah, also some fragments of the older walls and some Lego, of course. Yeah, if you visit Salzburg, you should definitely take the time to visit the fortress too. It's just amazing to see those ancient things. Yeah, right after the fortress, we had a little meet and greet with two really fantastic fellow YouTubers, Rita and Christof, from the channel Bricks Go Wild. And yeah, sadly, after the fortress, my old phone's battery wasn't really that much left, and so didn't get to take too many pictures. But luckily, Rita had one of the waiters take a picture of us, and yeah, it was a fantastic evening. What's really special, I also got a little present from them. They're awesome SigFigs. Sadly, I couldn't take pictures of all of them together, as I said, but the next day, little Jimmy met them at the Salzburg River, and yeah, really cool figs. So, Rita and Christof, thank you for the fantastic minifigs, and you can see them up close. Go on, focus. Yeah, right. Really fantastic. Go on. Just gotta love them. Yeah, really well done torsos, and yeah, really cool. Thanks a lot. We'll get a special prize. I'll show you a bit later what I have in mind. So stay tuned. Yeah, and right the next day we went back to Hellbrunn. The idea was to visit the zoo, and if a bit of time is left, just hang around in the park and just have a good time. But yeah, weather didn't go for our plans, so we just visited the zoo, but it was an amazing day. Just come along, I'll show you. Yeah, through the park you walk a little way to the zoo, and they have lots of animals. It's not the biggest zoo, but yeah, really a lot of animals. And as I said before, the weather wasn't the best, but it was a fantastic day to visit the zoo. When the weather isn't too nice, people tend to stay inside, and that's really great. So there wasn't too many people there, and as it started to rain a bit later, most of them also left, and in the end we had the zoo nearly for us alone. And yeah, just look at that cute little reindeer. And yeah, some animals live freely, like this little lizard and lots of bees. Don't cross their way. And yeah, you can also feed some of the animals, like the little sheep here, or I think the goats at the beginning. Yeah, really cute, fluffy. Yeah, two of those little sheep broke out of their stalls and just roamed freely. Yeah, and we've never seen a sloth feeding. Really fascinating. And yeah, I've never seen so much movement from a sloth. So when they are climbing, they're faster than you might think. Just some impressions from all those cute animals. Of course, some of them could use a bit more space, but yeah, the alpacas, also really funny guys. Hello! Just beautiful, those big wildcats. Yeah, these deer and rhinos, they have rather a lot of space, I would say. Oh, ain't they cute? Mighty lion was sitting there in the rain, just enjoying himself. And the katas, they like to move it. Yeah, the little baby on the back of its mother, so cute. And they run really free in the zoo. I think most of the time they spend in the rhino area. But yeah, as nobody was there, they were just jumping around and giving us a little private show, you could call. Yeah, so when you're there and have the time, go and visit the zoo. It's really nice. I know there's the downside too, but some zoos are really trying to help animals. Take them in when there's problems around and even try to keep the species alive. For example, Hellbrunn in Vienna, they are doing pretty fine. Even pandas get babies there. It's fantastic. Yeah. What we also visited was the Haus der Natur, House of Nature, a huge museum with lots of different departments, human body, space, physics, dinosaurs, extra exhibition about the brain, lots of stuff. If you look too close at things, you can't make it in one day. I haven't made any photos there. I have no idea if we would have been allowed to, but yeah, photos inside the museum is always a bit I just can recommend it to you. It's fantastic. If you have the time, maybe plan 2 days if you're like us and look at everything pretty close. And yeah. What else did we do during that nice days? Of course, a little bit of romance and couple time was also. And yes, we were already in next to a castle with a wonderful garden. We also had a picnic. Yeah, you can book it directly at Schloss Leopoldskron, and they give you 2 baskets with lots of fantastic stuff, and you have the view over the pond at the Untersberg or at the castle, depending on which direction you prefer to look at. And yeah, let's just enjoy some impressions from that wonderful day with my love. yeah, there's the little place where the trees, bushes are cut into the shape of a little window, so you have a nice look at the pond with the Untersberg in the back. And on the other side you then have the fantastic castle. And yeah, lots of delicious stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, and after that really relaxing and wonderful time, after all that walking we already had done, we made a really special tour through the city of Salzburg. They have an amphibious bus. Cool. Some cities with a river going through offer this special tour, but in Salzburg it's a bit different because they don't have the standard amphibious bus. No, they have a self-made prototype, as the Salzach River isn't deep enough for the standard amphibious buses. And yeah, it looks really cool, really funny. Everyone who sees it just goes and yeah, it's really great, bit expensive, but it's worth it. And yeah, you just go along Salzach River and then you go out and have a little guided tour through the city. Takes about an hour and a half, I think. And yeah, you should definitely try it, but I'll just show you right away. Yeah, here you see the little amphibious bus waiting in the water already. The guy with the mic is the owner, and the other one is the captain and bus driver. Really cool folks, really funny, lots of jokes. Yeah, and as I said, first you go along the river till the Mozart. After there it's not even deep enough for this specially made bus. And then to the other side, where you then leave the river via this ramp, and a specialty to keep it up high enough. There are these little floats mounted to the side, and they have to be removed when you're going on the streets because the bus then would be way too wide. And then you have a funny tour through Salzburg. You're sitting really high up, have a great view, and everybody you come across is just astounded what this weird vehicle is doing on the street. And yeah, here you have it. Looks really funny. A cute face. And yeah. Overall 3 engines, 1 for the road and 2 for the propellers for the water. Lots of power. So when he pumped it up, yeah, was pretty impressive. And then after the tour, we went back to the water, and of course the side floats had to be mounted again. And then back on the river, and the tour already came to an end. Really enjoyed it, and you should too when you're in the city of Salzburg. Give it a try, yeah. Yeah, what would be a vacation without some culinary delights? And yeah, we managed to find really every day a restaurant that was really fantastic. I can't remember any downsides. One was better than the other, amazing. And yeah, so I'll just let you enjoy a few pictures of the fantastic delicacies we found during our vacation in Salzburg. I'll just let the pictures speak for themselves. So, enjoy them. All the delicious things make me hungry right away. But yeah, every trip has to come to an end. And here we are on the way back home. We made 2 little stops. One at the Fuschl for a little walk through nature, and then just a little stop to rest at the beautiful Mondsee. 2 spots I can totally recommend, but you should also plan some time for that. Just visiting them on the way home is maybe a bit short, but better than nothing. So let's have a look at them too. Yeah, from the parking place to the Fuschl, you walk through wonderful nature. There's also a golf course at the side, so people run a bit through the green and hunt the balls. And yeah, beautiful lake. And you could also make a tour around the Fuschl, but yeah, we didn't have the time. But I think someday we'll take the time and walk around. And then the second stop at the Mondsee, also amazing. A big lake with clear water, wonderful surroundings. Just a great place to sit down and relax a bit. So yeah, that was the end of the trip, but not really the end of the video. On the way back home, we also stopped in Vienna at the Donauzentrum, and we went to the cinema there. I think we watched Jungle Cruise with The Rock, but before the movie, we also went to the Lego store. Yeah, one of the 2 Lego stores not too far away from us. Excellent. And yeah, Julia bought a little something for me. Thanks, my love, but don't always spend so much. I'll just show you real quick what we bought. Well, she bought, I got a nice prepared pack of 3 minifigs. They're already prepared, and in the Donauzentrum they are already packed too. In the shopping city you can have a display and can choose. Haven't seen such a display there, but yeah, a pack with really cool figs was there, and I'll show you right away. So, and here they are. 3 cool minifigs. One with a hatchet and a banknote, then the lady with a saw, don't know why, and a spyglass, and this little punk version of Freddie Mercury with a little colt and a jewel, really cool. And the guy with the axe also has a double-sided face, really funny, as with that cap he can't hide it. So somewhat weird choice for a head for a minifig with that hat, or yeah, maybe they should have gone for a hairpiece or another head, but really cool. And minifigs are always great. Just gotta love minifigs. So thanks, my love, for those 3 cool guys. And then a little bigger thing. Speed Champions. Fantastic cars. Really cool. The Chevy Corvette C8R race car. Yes, that's the grey one. And the 1968 Chevy Corvette in dark red. Really cool, fantastic cars, and I'm really looking forward to building them. Here, have a look at what the real versions look like. Well, I think they've done a pretty good job, especially with the old Corvette. Love it. Thanks, my love, for that fantastic set. And yeah, we're nearly at the end. But I mentioned that I have a plan for the cool SigFigs from Rita and Christof. And that's simply using a base plate. Now we wonder, where did he get a trans clear base plate? Well, to be honest, that's not Lego. No. Found it on Amazon and it's just called Strictly Bricks. There was a package with base plates in all the rainbow colors and also gray, black and white and trans. So really cool, and I think it looks pretty fancy. And I thought I could start making a little SigFig wall with that. So my first two SigFigs, Rita and Christof from Bricks Go Wild, and as they also added their cool business card, a signed one, I think I could even use that as a little backdrop for the figs. Really cool. And yeah, so if you want to be on my SigFig wall, just contact me. I'm planning on making my own SigFigs, so maybe we can have a little exchange. I can't promise when this will happen, as they aren't the cheapest, and yeah, not really sure what it should look like right now, but something is coming, so stay tuned, and maybe we'll be able to have a little SigFig exchange in the future. And yeah, would say the video is long enough. Let's stop it here. If you enjoyed it, if you made it that far, and if you want to be updated what's happening with the SigFigs and when do I get mine, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. Little Orca would also be happy. And of course, Jimmy would really like you to subscribe. And yeah, if you want to be informed as soon as a new video is up, there's an easy way to manage that too. Simply hit the bell button, ding ding, and YouTube should inform you when a new video is out. Yeah, I think I'm done. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.